On page 154, Lorenzo, even such a husband has thou of me as she is for a wife. So Lorenzo says that how good a wife Portia is to Bassanio, in the same way, I am also a very good husband to you. So he speaks about himself. And he's praising himself. He wants Jessica to realize that. Jessica, nay, but ask my opinion too of that. So they're having just a light talk, a light conversation, which is not serious, just to have a little fun. Jessica says, no, you have to ask me about it, whether you're a good husband or not. You should not say about yourself. Lorenzo, I will anon. First, let us go to dinner. He says, okay, I will soon ask you about it. But first, let us go to dinner. Jessica, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach. Jessica says that first, let me praise you. Because now she feels like doing that. She has, I have a stomach, she says. That I have a stomach here gives two meanings. One is she is feeling hungry. The other one is she has a feeling to praise him. Both the things are there. Not only she has interest in praising him, but also she has appetite for dinner also. Both the meanings are there. Lorenzo, no, pray thee, let it serve for table talk.
earphones
I request you, will you please mute your mics, children? Lorenzo says that I pray you, I request you, let us have this topic when we are having our dinner. Table talk, when we are having a dinner, let us speak about this. Then, howsoever thou speakest, among other things, I shall digest it. Whatever you speak at that minute, among other things, because that is the time they will be having their dinner. And along with whatever he eats, he will be able to digest this also, whatever she speaks. If at all she speaks negative also, he will be able to digest it. Jessica, well, I will set you forth. Okay, she says, well, I'll praise you. I'll praise your good qualities. And I'll put you in your place. Two meanings are there. I'll set you forth here means praise you for good qualities. Your qualities, not, she doesn't mention good qualities. She says, I'll praise you for your qualities. The other thing is, I'll put you in your place where you should be. With this, we move to Act 4, Scene 1, Venice, a court of justice. It's a court scene. Enter the Duke, the Magnificus, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, Salario, and others. So it's a court scene. You can imagine, visualize a court. Duke is the judge there, and so many noblemen are sitting there. Along with them, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, Salario, and all the others are present there. Duke, what? Is Antonio here? No, Duke asks, is Antonio here? Antonio, ready, so please your grace. He says, yes, your highness, I am already here. Duke, I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary. He says, I am very much sorry for you, because you have come here to defend yourself from a hard-hearted enemy. Stony adversary, hard-hearted enemy. An inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy. These are you can say these are the words, phrases used for Shylock. You can underline them and write learn the phrases. Stony adversary, please underline them. Stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy. He uses all these phrases for Shylock to tell us how and what kind of person he is. He's a hard-hearted fellow, and he is very inhuman fellow. He has no pity at all, incapable, not capable, incapable of pity. He cannot show any pity. Void and empty. Void and empty, they both mean the same. Void also means which is not there, empty also where the content is not there. So here, both of them mean the same. They both the words are used here only to stress and tell us what kind of person he is. From any dram of mercy. Dram is the smallest quantity. So that means he doesn't have even a smallest quantity of mercy. He is such a person. And you have come here to defend from himself and you expect mercy from him. It is not at all possible. Antonio, I have heard your grace had taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course. I have heard from people that your highness, your grace, who is that person? The Duke. You have taken great pains to qualify, to moderate his rigorous course, his strict course. You have taken a lot of pain to moderate him, to tell him to reduce his anger or his cruelty. But since he stands obdurate, but he is very adamant, stubborn, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, and there are no laws available which can save me from his envious clutches or from his evil clutches. Legally, there is no chance for me to come out of this. I do oppose my patience to his fury. I will have to suffer his anger. Very patiently, I have to suffer his anger. And I am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit. I am prepared. He has prepared himself mentally. I am prepared to suffer a quietness of spirit, with a quietness of spirit, with a calm spirit. Very patiently, I am ready to face that. The very tyranny and rage of his, the very tyranny he shows, the anger which he shows, everything the cruelty which he is going to show towards me, all that I have decided to face very patiently. And now he has given up. Antonio has given up. He thinks that there is no chance for him to save himself. Duke, go on and call the Jew into the court. Now go and call the the Jew into the court. Why? Because now they want to hear what he has to say about it. Celario, he's ready at the door. He comes, my lord. He's ready near the door. Here he comes, my lord. Enter Shylock. Shylock comes and Duke, make room. Make room means give him way. Let him stand before our face. You know, these royal people belonging to the royal families, they don't say I. They don't use the word, I will do this, I will do that. No. They always use a plural pronoun for themselves. Our, me, and we will do this. They use the word. So He says in the same way, let him stand before our face. Not my face, our face he uses. Who wants to see him? The Duke wants Shylock to stand in front of him. Shylock, the world thinks and I think so too. The world thinks. The world refers to all the people think, and I also think in the same manner. What is that? That thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act. Before we turn the page, let me tell you the very first dialogue of Duke, please write learn there. Then the dialogue of Antonio also, write learn there. And the present dialogue of Duke also you'll write learn, so that you learn it. Okay. That thou shalt lead us this fashion of thy malice. You'll only continue with your showing your this kind of cruelty to the last hour of the act. Till the last moment, you will show like this. How? Very cruelly. You'll behave very cruelly. And then it's third, thou shalt show thy mercy and remorse most strange. Till the last moment, you will be very cruel. You will act to be very cruel. But at the end, there will be a lot of change. You will show mercy. You will show remorse. Remorse also means pity. Most strange. That will be much more stranger than is thy strange apparent cruelty. When you show mercy, that will be much stranger than your when you show pity, that will be much stranger than your cruelty. Till now you will behave like this. Till the last moment you will behave like this. But there will be a lot of change in you. Than is thy strange apparent cruelty, as it appears now that you're very cruel. But last minute, there will be a lot of change in you. I hope you'll show pity that time. And where thou now exactest the penalty, whereas now you're insisting on claiming the penalty. What is the penalty? Let us recollect. Penalty is a pound of flesh which can be taken from Antonio's body, any part of Antonio's body by Shylock. So you are insisting on claiming your penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh. This poor merchant, who is a poor merchant here? Antonio is a poor merchant. His flesh, a pound of his flesh you're claiming as a penalty. Thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal. You will not only refuse to accept the penalty that Antonio should pay to you. I repeat, you will not only refuse to accept the penalty that Antonio should pay to you, but you will be touched with human gentleness and love. You'll become very gentle, very good, and lot of love will come for Antonio in your heart. Forgive a moiety of the principal. You'll also excuse him from giving a portion of the principal amount. Not only the penalty, everything you will excuse him. Glancing an eye of pity on his losses. Looking at his losses. Whose losses? Antonio's losses. Looking at his losses with some pity, that have of late so huddled on his back. Recently, he has incurred a lot of losses. So you will show a lot of sympathy towards him. So huddled on his back, accumulated on his back. Nothing will gather on his back. But he means to say that now there's a lot of debts are there. Lot of loss he has incurred. He's suffering so much. So all that, looking at all those things, now to press a royal merchant down. when you have so much of money to be given to others, you have lot of losses. That will really ruin a merchant, however rich the merchant is, mentally and physically. So that is enough to ruin a royal merchant. Who is a royal merchant here? Royal merchant is Antonio. He will be put down and plucked commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars never trained to offices to tender courtesy. And pluck commiserations. Draw pity of his situation. You'll feel pity for his situation. From brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint. From brassy bosoms, brassy hearts which are as hard as brass. Brass is a metal. So the hearts which are as hard as brass, and rough hearts of flint, rough stony heart, from stubborn Turks and Tartars. Because Turks and Tartars are said to be very uncultured people. They don't have any emotions. Emotions of pity, kindness, sympathy, all that. They are never trained. They are never taught to show to offices of tender courtesy. They have never been taught to show any act of uh, human kindness. These Turks and Tartars are certain Asiatic races which the Elizabethans believed to be uncivilized. Please write it down there. Okay. These Turks and Tartars are said to be certain Asiatic races which are said to be very uncivilized.
Earphone zero, sorry.
When they are uncivilized, you know, you cannot expect a dog is there, a pig is there. These are animals whom we come across every day in our day-to-day lives. A snake is there. We cannot expect pity from them because they are not civilized. We are civilized. But the Elizabethans believed. Who are Elizabethans? Those who lived at the
My
time.
earphones humanship, mummy.
The Elizabethans, the Britishers, the English people, those who lived at that time. They believed that these people are very uncivilized. Who are uncivilized? Turks and Tatars. So they don't show any pity at all. You cannot be like them. Your heart is not as um, hard as brass. Your heart is not as rough as a stone, I believe. Who says that? Duke says. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew. Jew, we expect an answer from you, a very polite answer from you. Shylock. Now, after listening to all this, he is ready with a big answer. That also you have to learn. Please put a tick mark and write learn. I have possessed your grace of what I purpose. I have already informed your highness that what I want, what is my intention. And by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. He says that I have taken an oath. Actually, Sabbath is it's Saturday, the seventh day of the Jewish week. It's Saturday. I have taken an oath on that day. What is the oath? To have the due and forfeit of my bond. To have the penalty incurred in the non-payment of the sum as per the bond. He wants only the penalty. What is written in the document is he will pay Antonio will pay 3,000 ducats if he is unable to pay 3,000 ducats in 3 months' time, then he is ready to give a pound of flesh from any part of his body as Shylock wishes as a penalty to him. So Shylock says, I want the penalty for the non-payment of the sum as per the bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. If you refuse that, if you deny, let the danger light upon your charter. Let danger fall upon your charter. What's the charter? Charter is actually a document by which Venice is given independence. You have to learn the meanings of all these words. You can underline them and try to learn them. Okay. So, the charter is the document by which Venice is given freedom, independence. So, let the danger fall upon your charter, your documents, your laws, and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. You'll ask me now that why I have chosen to take that flesh which is of no use to me, you can say, the rotten flesh, than to take 3,000 ducats. Why I have chosen this? I will not answer that. You may ask this question to me, but I'm not going to answer this question to you. Why? He's not going to answer. But say it is my humor. Because I wish it. My only answer is because I like it, that's all. I'm not bothered what somebody else thinks about me. You may ask me this question, but I have no answer for this. The only answer I have is just I like it. Is it answered? Are you happy with the answer? What if my house be troubled with a rat and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned? He gives an example why he speaks like that. He says, if my house is troubled with the rat, there are rats in my house. And what do? I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it banned. If I want to get it poisoned, maybe I may be ready to spend 10,000 ducats. What are you answered? It's my wish. Where it can be done very easily, I may give some 10,000 rupees, 10,000 ducats to somebody and get it poisoned. Will you ask me why I'm doing like that? There's nobody to ask me because I say it is my wish. Some men there are love, not a gaping pig. Some people are there, they don't like the gaping pig. Gaping is a pig with a mouth open. Especially, when they roast in some places, they eat this and they kill the pig and then they tie the legs, all the four legs, to a stand, and that the whole body of the pig is hanging, and down you'll find fire is lit so that the whole pig is cooked. So when that is happening, the mouth of the pig would be open. So some men there are love not a gaping pig. Some people are there, they don't enjoy seeing such a situation, such a scene. Some that are mad if they behold a cat. And some of them, when they see a cat, they are not happy. They cannot tolerate it. And others, when the bagpipe sings in the nose, cannot contain themselves. There are other people who cannot control their emotions. when they hear the shrill notes of the bagpipe. Bagpipe is an instrument. I think, if I'm correct, it has like flute. It has many pipes, and one back kind of cloth is hanging to it. That is a bagpipe. The sound coming out of the bagpipe is very shrill, so some may not like it. So, if we go back once again to line number 40, upon your charter and your city's freedom, danger light upon. Let danger fall on your city, the freedom of your city. And then he says that why he has chosen to take flesh, which is of no use, that is not clear to, uh, that may not be clear to anybody, but he enjoys it. He doesn't want money. He only wants uh, flesh, pound of rotten flesh. And then he gives various reasons for that. He says that if his house is troubled with rats, he may use 10,000 ducats to uh, to poison those rats. He gives again various reasons that people don't like a gaping pig, people don't like a domestic cat, some people don't like the bagpipe, cannot contain themselves. They cannot, they get irritated seeing all this. For affection, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. Because personal inclination is the ruler of any emotion, and it directs our emotion to like or dislike something. Let us see these lines once again. Personal feelings rules our emotions and sways it towards our likes or dislikes. When I see a gaping pig, when I see a pig, when I see a lizard, when I see a frog, my expressions would change immediately. I've just changed my expressions. Why? I dislike it. How it happens, I don't know. It becomes automatically. Our emotions change automatically. So, you cannot ask me, Shylock says here, that why I like or dislike this. Why I'm ready to take a rotten flesh than 3,000 ducats. Although that rotten flesh is of no use to me. Now, for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered, and as far as your answer is concerned, I don't have any proper reason to give to you. Why he cannot abide a gaping pig? Why a person cannot withstand a gaping pig? Why he a harmless necessary cat? When a person sees a harmless cat, why he behaves like that? Why is he compelled to act in such a, why he gets offended? It happens automatically that although you don't want to show that, maybe a lizard falls on you. You want to be very controlled, but the emotions are not under your control. That you just say like that. Why? So, why a person is offended and he is compelled to react in such a shameful manner at that minute? Why he woolen bagpipe? When he hears the sound of a bagpipe, why he behaves like that? But a force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. At that minute, we find he is compelled to react in such a shameful manner that he must give offense to others. Now, when I'm teaching, I just given a live example. When I'm teaching, all of a sudden, I just give this kind of expressions because of some reason. Maybe it's paining to me somewhere, or some lizard falls on me, Something falls, I feel uneasy. And although I try to control myself, I'm not able to control my emotions. I show all that on my face. When you see my face, my emotions in such a way, you are also offended. What is this teacher is expressing her emotions in such a way? Why she is behaving like that? First, I offend myself. I offend you also with my behavior. The same thing happens here when they see a gaping pig, when they see a harmless cat, a domestic cat, or a woolen bagpipe. All these you have to learn, please. So, can I give no reason, nor I will not? He says, so I cannot give any reason to you. At the same time, I will not give. Both are there. I cannot, and the same time, I will not. Both. There's a difference between cannot and I will not. More than a lodged hate and a certain loathing. Nothing else but a deep rooted hatred and certain loathing. Loathing also means hatred. Just hatred and hatred is there, that's all. I bear Antonio that I follow thus a losing suit against him. The hatred which I have against Antonio, for that sake, the hatred he has developed a lot of grudge in his mind. Because of that hatred, he is ready to fight a legal case in which he may lose money. Who will lose money? Shylock is although going to lose money, he is happy, but his ego must be satisfied. Yes, I got the chance to fight with, I could win over this fellow. That's enough. Are you answered? Did you get the answer for this? Who says this? Who says this? Shylock says. So, I would like to conclude here. And every day I find the number of participants. I find some of your friends, you can tell them, some more can join. Only 72 of them are there today. And yesterday I found it was 73. And without listening, without I conclude the things, some of them have started leaving also. Please don't do that. The homeworks, you have to complete your homeworks. I want you to learn one essay every day without seeing meanings. And today, the number of lines which we have done, for that, whatever extracts we have already the answers. You people have the answers with you. So see that you have written the answers in the workbook. At the same time, learn them thoroughly, and without seeing, you write in a notebook. So 4 things must be posted when you are asked to submit your homework. And first thing is, you will always post your name, class, roll number. Every time I have to ask you people. So first, post your name, class, roll number, then your essay, meanings, workbook, and then the workbook answers separately which you have written. And everything, whatever you write, please get it signed by your parents, especially your essay. At the same time, the workbook answers which you write separately, that you have written without seeing. Try to learn them in the morning, and after giving some gap, without reading, if you write, you will be able to remember it for a longer time. You have to have a disciplined way of doing things, otherwise you will suffer a lot. Is it clear, children? When we have the exams, you will suffer a lot. You feel that you have learned everything, but you will not be able to answer them. You will feel that I know these things, but when it comes to writing, you will not be able to write anything. Please maintain your writing also properly. You have enough time to do all these things. Is it clear? Okay. We end today's class with this.